Wednesday the 11th, we have a ladder. So I pretty much spell it out for you on the paper. So I'm not gonna go into it, I'm just gonna go over the moves. So we have thruster, V-up, air squat, windshield wipers. Thruster, V-up, air squat. What was it? Oh, windshield wipers. All right, so with this one, as everything, if you can't make it all the way up the ladder, pick something different. You could do 2 to 16, you could do 2 to 8, you could do 2 to 10, 2 to 12. Just do it until you get to the point where you just can't take it anymore. So if for you that is 10, that's fine. You know, that's as long as you're pushing yourself to your limit, that's the goal. So we have our thrusters, V-ups, and air squats. So your thruster is basically combining a squat and a shoulder press. So you're gonna have your dumbbells, you're gonna clean them up to your shoulders. I actually like to rest like the back of the dumbbell on my shoulder. Now, you're going to squat, and as you come up, you're gonna press. 1, squat, press. 2, squat, press. 3, squat, press. 4. If you need to use your chair, you can tap and go, which will help you with your depth, which sometimes people need with their thrusters because the weight from the weights does pull you down a little bit more than if you were just doing a body weight squat. So you might want that to help stop you. If you're doing a full sit, you're gonna look like this. Sit, stand, press. Sit, stand, press, okay? That's your thruster. Now, in between the ladder rungs, we have V-ups and air squats. So the exercise between the rungs, the reps never change. It's only in the ladder part, which is our thrusters, that they go up, okay? So we have V-ups and air squats. So the V-up is definitely a more advanced ab move, but what you're doing is you're bringing your feet off the ground, your hands off the ground, and you're trying to meet them in the middle, crunching up like a V, okay? So I'm balancing like this when I come up. Try to touch your toes. So with this one, what happens a lot of times is people get up and then they kind of fall forward. So that might mean that your lower abs are not strong enough to hold that V position. I mean, sometimes it happens just because you're off balance. Like sometimes, probably like 1 in every like 5 or 10, I'll do that because you're just going and you're going and you kind of like lose your balance a little bit. But if you find that you just can't catch it right, put your legs up in the air, put your hands behind your head, reach your toes down, toes. I'm pretty much touching like the tongues of my sneakers. That's pretty much where I reach. Okay? So you're gonna do that instead, which basically mimics the same movement. You're just not having to lower your lower abs up and down. And then we have our air squats, which we have talked about our squats. Just hit your air squat, all right? Once you're done with your ladder, you're going to do windshield wipers. So I put total because it's one of them that has sides. So the way you're gonna count it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes we do things and each side equals 1. So this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Each side is its own. So with the windshield wipers, sometimes this is hard to fit in the view, but you're gonna be on your back. You're gonna have your arms out to the side. You're gonna bring your legs up. Your legs are gonna fall to the side, slightly diagonal forward. They're not gonna touch the ground, and you're gonna bring them back up. Go to the other side. Don't touch the ground, back up. So I'll show you on an angle so you can watch what my feet are doing. A little bit slightly forward, don't touch the ground, up. Slightly forward, up. So these are difficult also because it's so easy to let your feet hit the ground, and you're also kind of twisting your lower back and your obliques when you're doing your windshield wipers. So some ways to make this easier are to bend your legs. So the straighter your legs are, the farther away any point is from your body, the more difficult things are. The closer everything is, I should say toward your center. The closer everything is toward your center, the easier. So if I'm ever doing something and everything's like this, that's the most difficult. If I'm like this, it's the easiest, okay? That's the best way I can describe it. So bring your legs in, side, up. With this one though, you're gonna kind of really go more to the side because your legs are bent. Side, up, okay? That would make it a little bit easier, but in general, those are really difficult. If it's bothering your lower back, don't do them, but it will definitely stretch it. It might be a little bit sore the next day, but if it's actually hurting while you're doing it, then don't do it. Or try switching to the bent knees.